Hi guys, so as you know, Rich has been suspended, mainly for this.
But, now I don't like people's butts, but I love God's butt. Because when God starts, sorry, that didn't come out the right way. Because God's butt is a powerful butt. I'm so sorry, Lord.
But don't you worry, we have Jamie Oliver.
Hello guys, I'm back.
So today's called On the Road with JJ.
With JJ.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So it's gonna be lit. So join us on the journey. Who are we visiting today?
We are visiting one of the funniest people in church.
Oh, is it?
I believe.
One off, right?
One off.
Not the funniest.
One off, because
one off, yeah.
the church is growing, so we'll get someone funnier.
I don't know.
The church is growing, and you're kind of looking like we don't know everybody personally, so there could be somebody funnier than this person.
True.
But we are visiting Marky Mark, aka Dennis.
The Racket.
The Racket.
Let's go.
Hello, Marky Mark.
Okay, then. Hello, Mark.
Oh,
I got the kettle on.
Steam up your glasses with a cup of tea and smile, smile, smile.
Right, Marky Mark.
Hello, yeah, sorry. You're the presenter.
Thank you very much for inviting us round. We thought you basically...
You invited yourselves round.
Well, that's just normal, isn't it, really? In fact, Joe have invited us round.
Yeah.
And as I said, I'm sorry you got me and not Rich. But
no, it's lovely to see you guys, whoever it is.
He's on the naughty step at the moment for the sermon on...
Because God's butt is a powerful butt.
He's been put in the closet for that.
Well, that's the wrong word, isn't it, closet? So, Mark, you've been around for...
over 50 years.
Over 50 years, But you started coming to the church, what, about a year ago?
I came after the first lockdown. So I was back in Bristol January 2020, and one of the first things was I needed a church.
Yeah.
So I went to a church in Downend, another church in Mangotsfield, and then somebody invited me to Hillfields Church, which was, because everything went quiet, didn't it? I forget the dates, maybe February 2020, March 2020, and then things were starting to reopen again. What was it, May 2020?
Roughly, yeah.
So I came after the first lockdown. Now it was either the first or the second week after the first lockdown. So I've been with you guys ever since then. Yeah.
So what's your kind of backstory before you came to Hillfield? Just give us a kind of what you're up to, briefly. What you're up to?
What, in 2020? Or...
Just before. So obviously, I know you from back in the day.
Yeah.
From Sanctuary days, but very probably 15.
Yeah.
15 plus years ago.
Uh-huh.
What have you been doing since then? Obviously, you said that we know you've moved out of Bristol.
Yeah.
Just give us a brief kind of what's been going on.
Moved over to Wells in 2008, and was just in a little fellowship there, just outside of Tenby.
Nice place.
Yeah, it's a nice area. So kind of settled in well there, but we did go to a couple of other churches during that time there, and then moved house in let me think now, 2019, the summer of 2019, and went to another church in the Rhondda there.
Where?
In the Rhondda, in Wales.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the county.
That's the county.
Rhondda Cynon Taff's the county. So then I moved back to Bristol in 2020, and then just tried, like I said, tried a couple of other churches locally, but just seemed to fit in. Enjoyed the Hillfields church and just fitted in there really.
And what do you enjoy about Hillfields?
What do I enjoy about Hillfields Church? I think it's the friendship and fellowship. The church is mainly open every day. So you can always like pop in for a cup of tea, and there's always somebody about to chat to. And well, obviously when I was first back, I was going through like a lot of difficult circumstances, and there'd be guys up there that I could talk to, perhaps yourself or Nick, whatever. So I think there's two things going on. I think obviously people are maybe kingdom focused, godly focused with all the activities that are going on in the week. The Sunday, the midweek Bible study, and the men's meeting, and there's always things going on that they're also focused on doing evangelism as well. So I think there's a lot going on, and because there's a lot going on, you can get to different meetings that is going to encourage you in your walk with the Lord. And the side benefits of that as well is that you're gaining wonderful friendships as well. And people are not... I've not noticed anyone's got any sort of hidden agendas, so to speak. Like they're, there's no sort of, I'm the man kind of agendas. So I think that's what I think.
What's your highlight from this year?
Gosh, that's a question, isn't it? The highlight this year regarding the church.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the main things has got to be the extra meetings that have come on, like the men's meeting, and there's the midweek, there's the prayer meeting and Bible studies on. I think those are the real benefits of it, and I think the worship seems to be like even more dynamic from week to week. It's just sort of just growing. I think, yeah. Next question.
So, what are your gifts and talents, and how do you think that they could be used in the church, and are they being used?
I think they. I think maybe last year, was it, when we were doing me and Joab were doing the pre-worship. So maybe a little bit of video presenting. So I think that's been used periodically, and I've been helping out on the grounds, in the garden, helping out a bit on the car park. I think one of the interests I have got is to be more involved with the evangelism. So I'm turning up every time that's going on, and it is a challenge. The evangelism is a challenge, but it's sort of pushing yourself as well. So yeah, I think those are the things I would have thought.
So you've just joined the newly formed car park team.
Yeah.
How are you finding that?
Yeah, well, I've only done it a few times so far, but yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's I'm a little bit concerned about, we got, like the setup in the morning, because like the you want to set up a little marquee and take it down, which is probably up for an hour or so. So I'm just thinking of the time scale, and the obviously that would need 2 guys to set that up. But actually, it was quite nice being up there and meeting people coming in, because there's a few people coming in at the car park entrance, and it's quite nice to meet them and chat to them, because some of the people you don't necessarily chat to them every week. It's it just kind of how it lands at the end of a meeting,
Yeah.
So it was quite nice to meet some of the people, and they seem to be happy as well that you've greeted them at the as they're coming in. So yeah, and I've had a couple of nice comments that people said, oh, lovely to see you and that sort of thing. So it's kind of working both ways, isn't it? You're happy to greet them, and they're like pleased to see you when they're coming into church on a Sunday morning.
Cool. Yeah, it's definitely been great to have that team willing to meet people, to park cars if necessary, for for visitors and even people in the church, just to kind of be that first point of contact.
Yeah, I've moved a couple of cars, but sometimes it's a worry in case you bump them, because it's not your car, is it? I mean, I don't think I'm insured on the church policy or anything. Although I might be insured on mine though,
So if you could sum up the church in 3 words, Mark.
3 words.
Mark, what would you...
Oh my word. Well, I got happy, God-focused, and friendly.